Getting in trouble.
Yeah, trying to stay out of trouble. You know.
Didn't you go to Cuba?
Yeah, I was out in Cuba about 5 or 6 months ago. Did 9 nights out there in Cuba.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah, it was great, man. Went to the Corona factory. Went out to Hector Luis's farm.
Ooh.
You know, youngest hombre Habano winner. Grows most of the tobacco for Cohiba and also the limited edition. Spent some time out there. Was fortunate to meet him a few years back at my local lounge in Orange County. And man, fantastic cigars. Nothing like smoking, some of those newspaper rolls, fresh off the farm. You know,
No pencil shavings.
Yeah, no pencil shavings. So yeah, we did the whole gauntlet. You know, the Partagas factory, Pinar del Rio is beautiful. If anyone ever, if you make it over there, spend some time in that part of the region. A lot of great tobacco comes from there, and a lot of hard work and labor. Goes into the blends and the quality that they get out of that region for sure.
Was it hard to get there?
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. You got to just, do things the right way. Just go through Miami. You can go to Havana. You buy the tourist visa and check all the right boxes for the right reasons, and just, say that you're there for, tourism and to help, support the local people and economy, and government never gave any issues. I mean, they deal with a lot over there. I mean, the drivers and stuff wait, when they need to go get gas, it takes them a whole day to get a full tank of gas and stuff like that. But
oh, shit.
Yeah, Trinidad was at the Trinidad factory as well. Great cigars. It's crazy what the pricing has done on Trinidad's and Cohibas in particular. So
what's the pricing out there?
I mean, the price they sell at market price. I mean, all the factories have a store. Obviously, none of your unless you buy a prepaid Visa or MasterCard, none of your credit cards work there, and they don't take cash. So they don't take American cash because I don't know. They probably had, some counterfeiters come through or something, and they're like, "We're not dealing with this anymore." I don't know what the deal is. So you're kind of screwed
if
pesos, you want to buy.
Isn't it? Isn't it pesos?
It is. You know what? It's. I have some in my bag over there.
Oh, okay.
Keep a few.
I thought it was just regular pesos. But
No, it's Cuban currency.
pesos. Okay.
Yeah.
We got a question from the audience for you. He says, "Can you explain how you got the visa and permission to go to Cuba? I've always wanted to go, but you've got to have some specific reason to go now because of restrictions."
Yeah, so fortunately, like I said, I went with a group of guys. One of the guys being a doctor that I've known for a long time, and none of them had been on the trip before. But we had some good guidance as far as filling out the paperwork. It's really not that hard. I mean, you buy the plane ticket and you buy your tourism visa. I think it is. There's you got to be careful with the scamming websites. I have the link. I can't remember. That's CubaVisaTravel.com or something like that. I think it's $160. I got mine in advance. Believe it or not, I flew American Airlines. You can buy the Cuban visa from the airlines when you arrive if you don't have it. And then basically, you just say that you're going there to support the Cuban people, and we didn't have any issue. You have to list the place that you're staying. We actually stayed at a nice Airbnb in Havana. It was like up on the fourth floor, close proximity to everything. We could walk to wherever we needed to go. So yeah, that's pretty much the rundown. I mean, I know it changes from time to time. I was a little concerned about that too, but really trusted these guys, and everything worked out. I thought it would honestly. I thought it would have been a lot more complicated than what it really was.
Then did you do most of it online, or?
I did, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, for sure.
So it wasn't just like give some guy in a cigar boat some medicine and Advil, and then take the 90-minute cruise.
Yeah.
Where did you fly in from?
So I went LAX to Miami.
Okay.
And then just went Miami direct to Havana.
Was it like American or?
It was American Airlines. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So that was the thing too. I've had some friends that have gone the other way. They said, hey, it's better if you go down, to Panama and go into Cuba that way. It's, easier to get in. And I was like, well, these guys sound like they know what they're doing. And they assured me that there wouldn't be any issues or anything like that. And everything went really smooth.
Wow. So just straight from Miami into Cuba. And
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know that we're still doing domestic flights technically.
Well, I mean, I think we started doing that so people could go see their families again.
Well, I remember we lightened the embargo. Was it like 2012, 2011 when they first let people start to go over there? That sounds And they were letting people fly. Like you could get JetBlue, you could take American, whatever, and then it got restricted again. But I guess it's still. I mean, as long as you have the visa and the paperwork to go, and you're not bringing stuff back, right?
Yeah.
You didn't smuggle anything back, did you?
No, you gotta be careful about that. Maybe a few sticks. Just take the stuff out of the box. But you don't really want to risk that.
I thought they were allowing cigars to come back.
The purchase, you purchase them, but you don't like bring them back in bulk.
Yeah, you can smoke them there,
But you can't bring them back.
Yeah, technically you can't bring them back. I've heard different versions of that, where if they're out of the box and they're not, in the barcoded serial number box, that you won't have an issue. But yeah, I mean, you don't want to. You can get all of those confiscated. You're basically risking whatever you bring back to be,
Yeah, because
they could take them all.
Like Lane said, you can bring it back as long as you're not bringing it back from Cuba.
Yep.
So
that's correct.
So what you want to do is you want to fly from Miami to Cuba, pick up your Cubans, and then fly to Panama.
Right.
Because then you're bringing Cubans from Panama.
You do a little boomerang.
And then you come back around. No, I bought those in Panama. I promise. It was on a cruise ship. I swear.
I went to the Casa de Havana store there.
Yeah, I was in Panama. I swear to God. It was in Panama. What receipt? No, sure. They don't have receipts. They don't do that.
It was a local currency transaction. So
okay. Well, sure. I mean, that sounds. I've kind of wanted to go to Cuba. It seems like it'd be fun.
Should definitely go, man. But I can't wait to go back. I was really surprised. Really good people. I wasn't surprised by that. I was more surprised how good the food. And the drinks.
I'm curious about the cars.
Cars were awesome too.
Just a bunch of old school cars with
back in
engines.
time. Yeah, the 1950s Fords and Chevys that are still.
So the loophole for them is, so the old cars, I was talking to the guys that, really take care of them and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, this is a great, Thunderbird, how do you keep in this condition? Well, oh man, the Chevy motor's been gone for years, man. We got a BMW or Mercedes engine in this, they swap, keep these things ticking, man.
They've done a lot of that.
Old Mercedes engines just in everything. So that's fine.
I know for a while they were piecing them together with boat engines and stuff, taking parts off of those and putting them in there just to keep it working.
Oh yeah, man.
You really want to make money? If you just went around and just took a bunch of the old classic cars from junkyards around here, put them on a boat, just took them to Cuba, you'd be a millionaire.
Oh yeah.
You'd be like, let's go. Just buy anything you want. You need a bumper for a 77? I got you. Come on down.
For sure.
What do you got, a 64? I got parts for a 64. I got hubcaps you ain't never seen before. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no joke over there either. I mean, it's like, you see one of these old cars, you're walking across the street, it breaks down. Man, there's a mechanic over there underneath it, right on the street, working on it, getting it back up and running. So
that sounds like
everyone kind of helps everybody there. It's very much
Christian wants to know how the rum was. He's heard good stories.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite was, Santiago de Cuba. I had some Havana Club before going over there. Not a lot, a little bit, a few of the different blends. But I was really surprised. I hadn't had much Santiago de Cuba. The stuff is just
different.
I'm a big bourbon guy, whiskey guy, but Santiago de Cuba, you can same kind of thing, man. With a good cigar, just pour a little bit in the glass, smooth sipping for sure. Yeah, the 15-year is fantastic. The 10-year is great, and even just the regular. I did bump up just because out of curiosity. I was like, hey. We're here. Let's try it. I don't know. It was the 20 or the 20. I think it was the 20 or the 25. Santiago de Cuba. And it was good. But I was like, you know what? 15 years just as good, and it's a lot less money.
You're like, if only one of these is going in the carry-on, it's going to be 15. We're going to take that back with us.
Did you manage to stop at any of the distilleries there or no?
I didn't. No, I didn't make it over to any of the distilleries. It was mainly just all focused around cigars and good food. And it's the best part is everything that we experience here with all the hate towards cigar smoking and restrictions. You go to lunch in Cuba and you can light up no matter what restaurant you're at. They all have, out of respect in the high-end fine dining places. Not that we went to too many. We went to a few, but, we would get seated upstairs. So that way a lot of the upstairs have open canopies for people that want to enjoy cigars, and they have ashtrays on the table and all ready to go, so.
I think the Bahamas is that way, too.
Yeah.
That's what James says. You pretty much smoke anywhere for any time of the day. You're just like, it's almost insulting not to have a cigar. Which I'm all for that. Like, let's go.
That is the country where they do grow it a lot.
They do. It turns out that might be a place where cigars are accepted.
Yeah, for sure.
They're proud of their product.
Yeah, they are.
Now, I'm curious, have you gone to Nicaragua or any of those places?
I haven't. I got invited on a Nicaragua factory trip, and I just had a conflict with work schedule. I've had some buddies at lounges, and it's a popular trip. I need to get over there. I've heard great things. They had a fantastic time.
Did they do the Padron one?
They didn't do the Padron.
Oh, that's the best one.
Yeah,
that's the best tour. Yeah. The Padron and the Drew Estates one are like the two best Nicaraguan tours to do. Apparently they're like 5-star resort trips in Nicaragua. Oh, yeah. Did you have a guide when you were in Cuba?
I didn't. No.
Just put that anywhere.
Yeah. Just draw a little drop down, a little.
Unbelievable.
You needed the vacuum anyways.
We let you into our house, and this is how you treat us? Wow.
Will, clean up. Just kidding.
So no guide.
I thought I was sitting there nice.
No guide, no curfews or anything, or
no. Just they shut the internet off depending where you're at 11.
Oh,
stuff like that.
Okay,
it makes it a little challenging. Your phone doesn't work very good. They
don't have sat phones out there. Not sat phones,
so
like throwaways out there.
Yeah. So what you do is at the airport. I thought about doing it, but I was like, I'll probably just be on Wi-Fi, disconnect a little bit. But you do that SIM card swap. I would. If you have a lot of stuff you need to do, I would definitely would recommend that. But if you're able just to. You can buy Wi-Fi cards. I bought those.
Okay.
They work at certain places, certain bars and restaurants. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you can go down to the local Starbucks and use the free Wi-Fi.
No. And whenever there is free Wi-Fi, it's not
this is sketchy.
It's like you're like, did it just send all my data? Yeah.
I don't know if we should sign into this Wi-Fi.
I tried to open the internet and it took half an hour to try to load one address,
It sounds fun. It sounds like a trip. I've wanted to go because it seems like a cool place.
Yeah, you should definitely go, Casey. I recommend anybody. It's never felt unsafe. Obviously, you just got to keep your street smarts about you. But there was never any issues. There's a lot of people in the streets and stuff, and it's just like I would just say, hey, if you're carrying a backpack, just make sure you don't have like little cubby holes on the side for people to unzip and
peruse through it.
Yeah, populated areas, but outside of that, no issues at all. Nobody in our group had any issues, which was nice.
Well, there you go. Cuba.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's book a trip, boys. Let's go.
Listen, there's a lot of places that we said we gotta go, and we still haven't done it.
Yeah, but we're smokers of cigars. We should probably
at least hit those.
Pick some of those cigar destinations.